Hello everyone, welcome to Get My Class. Today we are going to solve this question which says genetically identical organisms can be obtained by. And the options are budding, binary fission, tuber, all of these. Now let us try to understand the question. The question says genetically identical organisms can be obtained by. So which among these following will give rise to genetically identical organism? So the key term is genetically identical. So that is important. So what are they asking about? Genetically identical organisms. So what do you mean by genetically identical organisms? So these are the organisms which are identical with respect to the genes. They have identical genes. Yes. And these organisms are produced by single parent. That means there is no involvement of both the parents. Okay, either of the parents will be able to produce their offspring. And hence only one parent is required for the production of genetically identical organism. And this is done by asexual method of reproduction. So genetically identical organisms can be produced by asexual reproduction. Okay. So what do you mean by asexual reproduction? Where we don't require both the parents. We require only one parent. And here, since all the organisms are genetically identical, they are considered as clones. So here, the offsprings as well as the parents, they all have the same genes. That is why they are considered as clones. So let us see which among these options will give rise to genetically identical organism. Now, the first one, budding. So what do you mean by budding? Budding are nothing but the tiny, it is a process by which tiny outgrowths are formed. Okay, so small outgrowths are formed, and these further will give rise to an offspring. Okay, these will form the offspring. Okay. And this budding happens on the parent body. Okay, and those buds which are formed, they are identical to the parent. Hence, these are genetically identical. Now, example, if you see, we can observe this kind of a reproduction in case of yeast. Okay, so that is about budding. Okay, now let us talk about the B option, that is binary fission. So what do you understand by binary fission? Binary means splitting into two. Okay, binary means you can say two, and fission is nothing but splitting. Okay, so when an organism splits into two, okay, and during reproduction, that is what is called as binary fission. Okay, for example, amoeba. Okay, so amoeba reproduces by binary fission. Here again, the single cell gets divided into two, and those two parts, those will give rise to new offspring. Hence, the parent itself is getting divided into two. Okay, and hence the daughter cells will be identical to the parental cell. Okay, and that is why they are genetically identical. So option A also is correct, because by budding also you can get a genetically identical organism, and even by binary fission you get genetically identical organism. Now let us talk about the option C, which says tuber. So what do you understand by tuber? These are nothing but the modified stem. Okay, modified stem in certain plants like potatoes. Okay, potato, where you can find small eyes. Okay, these are called as eyes. These are like tiny bud-like structure which consists of meristematic tissue. Okay, these are present on the tuber, that is the modified stem of certain plants like potato. These will give rise to the offsprings or the new plants. Okay, so here you can see that from the same parental plant, you're getting the new offspring from the single parent, and hence these offsprings are also will be they will also be genetically identical to the parent plant. Okay, so according to the question, it says genetically identical organisms can be obtained by. So it can be obtained by budding, it can be obtained by binary fission, and it can be obtained by tubers. Hence, the option D, which says all of this, that should be the right answer. Okay, because by all these methods we can produce genetically identical organism. So let us conclude the answer. So what should be the answer? The answer for the question which says genetically identical organisms can be obtained by, it should be all of this. So that is option D is the right answer. That is all of these. I hope you understood the explanation. Thank you everyone.